Hello, Flosstube. It's Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher. I am a day late on my video. Sorry for everybody that I told that I was going to do it yesterday. My son ended up being sick for the last 3 days. So that was fun. He had I don't know, like the flu, basically. And it was not fun at all. It's gross. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, he's better. He got better day before yesterday, and then yesterday we kind of just tested the waters, and he seemed to be okay. So he's back at school today. Anyways, welcome. Flosstube number 5. My mug shot for the day is my cute little cow mug. I gotta have my coffee. It's like they ask you your blood type and everybody's like, oh, A positive, oh, negative, and I'm like, coffee. So I have lots to show you. This is probably going to be a long video. Sorry if you don't like long videos. Mine end up being pretty long every time so far. We'll start off with, I have reached 300 subscribers. I honestly was not expecting that. I was expecting like 20 people watch my videos, and that would be like from the cross stitch group I'm in on Facebook or something. But I have 300 subscribers, so thank you everybody who has subscribed, liked, commented, anything of that nature. You guys are great. I love you all. Sorry about the hair. I took a shower this morning and I was like, I'm not blow drying my hair today because it just goes. So it didn't get blow dried. It's just still wet up in a mom bun, as I call it. So I have some haul to show you. I worked on a lot of whips. I got some new starts. I have a finish. I had a lot of fun, like just stitching, and I found a new acronym that people have been using called SWEWE, stitch what you want when you want. And that's like, it spoke to me. So I was like, I gotta do that. I'm going to stitch whatever I want, and if I buy the pattern, it's because I want to stitch it, so I'm gonna start it when I want to start it. That's all it is. Like, I just feel like if I buy the pattern, then I apparently wanted to start it, so why put it in a tote or a drawer or something like that and forget about it, and then come back to it 4-5 months later and be like, oh yeah, I bought this. I'm like, start all the things, stitch all the things. You may not see a bunch of progress on my projects, but I'm stitching all the things all the time. Like, all the things. So let's get started. First I'll show you my finish. So I stitched January Cottage by Country Cottage Needleworks. I'll put a picture in of what it is supposed to look like. I made a lot of changes. So let me show you first. I finished it. It's not fully finished, but it's finished. So I did it's like, there we go. So I did the top border, but I didn't do the bottom border because the idea that I have in mind to finish it, I don't need that bottom border. So, because I'm going to have ribbon right there. I didn't stitch the snowflakes because white on white, I didn't think about it when I grabbed the fabric and had already started. So I have these little snowflakes, and I just literally glued them on. Come for me, I don't care. And I didn't like the snowman that was charted because my lighting is horrible. I didn't like the snowman that was charted because it was like this tall, and I was like, your snowman can't be bigger than your house. That just doesn't make sense. I'm all about like realistic. So I have a snowman button. I changed the color of January. It was charted to be just blue, but I just found a blue that I had in my stash that I liked better. It's just a little bit lighter, more purpley blue. And then I added smoke coming out of the chimneys. My snow I did in a different color as well, because the white, you know, so I just used a very pale blue. And then for the blue on the house, it was supposed to be one color blue right here, and then another color blue right here. Well, I was like, I have Classic Colorworks. How cool would that look to have that variegated? It'd give the house some more texture. So I just did that. And then I added yellow in my windows instead of white because the lights are always on. I don't know if it's like supposed to be like the welcoming saying the lights are always on, but my lights are literally always on. I forget to turn lights off all the time. But yeah, so there's my finish. I'm going to try to fully finish it before my next video, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. Not guaranteeing it. I kind of roll with the punches right now. So if it's done, I'll show you. If it's not, I'll show you eventually when I do finish it. So yeah, that's my finish. I finished part 2 of my Sal. I'll get to that when I go through my whips. Technically, I guess it's a finish because it's finished part, but it's not really a finish because the whole piece isn't finished yet. But part 3 came out, so I'm gonna start stitching on that. Actually, I started stitching on part 3 yesterday. I'll show you that. But I guess let's get into the haul. Etsy is dangerous. Very dangerous. I'm sure you all know that. I was sitting there scrolling through. I don't know why, because I don't need any patterns, but I was sitting there scrolling through, and you know the part where it says recommended based off of what you've looked at before, or viewed before, or something like that. I clicked on that. Don't do that unless you want to spend money. I found this Etsy store called Green Terrace. She had a sale, and it was just a post, like a regular Etsy post, like something for sale, and it said any 5 patterns from her store for $12. And I was like, that is a good deal. Let's go see what she has. Well, there I messed up again. I went to her little Etsy store and I looked through all of her patterns, and she has like Harry Potter theme and gnomes and nature, and that's like all right up my alley. So I bought 5. 5 for $12. You can't beat that. That's like less than $2 a pattern. So I'll put pictures in of what they look like somewhere around my head. I got the Christmas mushroom gingerbread house thing. I got the Harry Potter house gnomes. I got a glass jar with a cork in it that has like a barn, and it's called Switzerland jar. And then I got Gryffindor house Christmas. It's so it like looks in through the door or the windows. You'll see it at like the common room. And then book magic. So it's all the Harry Potter things coming out of the book, and I love it. I love them. Anything Harry Potter for me. I love it. So I got those patterns. I don't know if her sale is still going. I will put a link to her Etsy store in the description. Yeah, I got those. I mentioned on my last video that I am going to do Dino December with Crafty Rogue Gamer and a couple others. She had showed this Owl Forest embroidery Dino Forest kit on there, so I had to order it because my son's obsessed with dinosaurs and it's adorable. And Dino December, like, who doesn't want to do that? So I've opened it already, but I wanted to show you guys like what all comes in it. This is the fabric. It's a 32 count. 32 count Zweigart Belfast linen. So I think it's stitched over 2. if I read right. These are the threads and the colors, they are showing true on the screen. And they come, each one has a bobbin tied to the skein with the symbol for the chart where that color belongs. So that was really cool. I thought that was really cool. Then the chart is one of those, I'm not going to show you the chart, but it's huge. It's printed on the giant paper. I love that though, because then I can see it easier. And then it comes with this little needle minder and a needle. So that's the needle minder right there. This is just the paper. But I thought it was really cute, and it has instructions on how to stitch with the variegated threads. So it shows you, like, if you stitch, and it explains it more in depth, but if you stitch like across in rows, it's gonna look like this. If you stitch section by section, it's gonna look blotchy. And I mean, it just explains that, and so you can decide how you want to stitch it based on the look that you want, and you can change how you stitch each thing to make a different look. So you can have one look for the dinosaurs and one look for the trees and all that. So I'm excited. So Dino December, and this is an Alforce embroidery kit. Super cute. I think it cost me maybe 45 US. It's a Russian company, and it looks like it costs a lot because it's like 2,500, I think, euros maybe, at rupees. I don't know. I don't know what they use over there. I'm not cultured. Anyways, there's that. So I did tell you about that before, but, you know, had to show it to you. And the only other thing that I got for haul was I got some 28 count even weave for the rest of my, well, all but 2 of my Harry Potter movie posters, the Tilton Crafts ones they're out of print. So I have all but 2 of them kitted up now with fabric. So that's fun. My son was home yesterday, like I said, and I had some fabric that I wanted to dye for my own pattern. I left it downstairs. I will insert a picture. I asked you guys a couple videos ago what color you thought would be a good color for the fabric for, because I didn't really want to do black. I don't like stitching on black. I can't really see it that well. But I was like, ooh, a gray would look really cool. So I was like, guess I just have to dye some fabric. Oh, dang, you know, because I love dyeing fabric. So, my son was home yesterday, so we dyed some fabric that I had, some scraps, and he helped. He loves to help. It didn't turn out for that project. I love the result. Let me get it. There's a side that looks better than the other. This is what it looks like. This is using the ice dye method, using pearl gray Rit dye, and that's showing really true to color. But my son, he likes to put all the ice on the fabric and scrunch the fabric up, and then I just sprinkle the dye over it. But it didn't turn out, it's too busy for my own pattern, but it would look really cool with a Halloween pattern or anything that needs like a smoky background or like a night sky background. I love how it turned out. So I will have to find a pattern for it. I mean, I'm so disappointed, as you can see. But then the dye that drips down into the tray, I always use it to dye some scraps, like some little scraps that I have. So my son, found some rubber bands, and I bunched this scrap up into a ball and put rubber bands on it like I was going to tie-dye it almost, and I just plopped it down in the tray. So it turned out, you can kind of, there you go. It turned out really cool. I have no idea what I can do on it. It's a pretty small piece of fabric, but I'll find something. And then this is the one I just kind of threw in there. And it's almost like a purpley gray, but it turned out pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to stitch on those little scraps, but I'll figure it out eventually. It's nice to just have some dyed fabric for little patterns. I like to do like a silhouette pattern on a dyed fabric. That way it doesn't take away from the fabric, but it also doesn't take away from the pattern. So, there's that. I joined in on Kaylee Cross Stitch. She has a live on Sundays. I joined in last Sunday, and I joined in day before yesterday. Does that make sense? So the last 2 Sundays I've joined in with her. And she was bobbinating and starting a haid the last time, and then she was stitching day before yesterday. So it's always fun to hang out with her in her live videos on YouTube. I will put her link down below as well. But yeah, that's all of that, I think. Let's get to the whips, because I have whips to show you. Let's start with just off the top of my pile. So the first thing, this is not in the order that I worked on them. This is just the random order I pulled it out. This is cowboy boots. I call it my sunflower and boots. I just got it from Hobby Lobby. It was a kit, and I stitched on it a little bit. I'll put a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it. And this is what it looks like now. I don't like my lighting today. There we go. I don't iron my whips until they are done. So I'm sorry for all the hoop marks and wrinkles, and you're just gonna have to look past it until it's finished. The next thing I worked on was Pandemic. I'm doing Pandemic on an 18 count Ada that I bought from Hobby Lobby and then ice dyed using gold and yellow, I think, Rit dye. This is how far I got. I didn't work on it very long, just basically while my son was watching Jurassic World when he was sick. I'm doing it in one color with DMC 801. I'm going for like the sunflower color look, you know. So there's that. My Sal. I told you I finished part 2. Part 3 came out on the 1st of September. Oops. So it came out on the 1st of September, so I started it yesterday when I was sitting outside waiting for the ice to dye on the fabric. Sorry, I still have it in the hoop. I don't normally leave it in the hoop, but and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a picture in of what part 3 looks like. I'm gonna get my things together here in a second. So, this is what it looks like so far. Part 1 was to here, part 2 was to here, and then so far this is all I've got on part 3. This is going to be a little ghost. I changed the color of this star. It's charted black, but I have the rest of them gray, which is what they're charted, so, and then I'm debating on what to fill these letters right here in with. I don't know if I want to do black that's charted, or if I want to maybe do purple, or gray, or I have no idea. So I'm just letting it roll until I make a decision. But I'm using most of the called for color, all of them so far, just switching up little things in the pattern here and there. I am using, it calls for the classic ColorWorks, and it calls for DMC 310, DMC white, I think it calls for B5200, and then purple, green, and gray from Classic ColorWorks, Baking Tin, Rainy Day, and Mossy, I think. I'll have to double check, but I think that's what they are. I showed in one of my videos. That coffee is really good today. I'm exhausted. If you have kids, you know what I mean. When they're sick, it's like it takes all the energy out of you too. The next one is A New Start. It is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by Tilton Crafts. It is out of print. I'm stitching this on that 28 count even weave from Hobby Lobby. This, I didn't get much done. I think I did, I'll tell you how many stitches it is. It doesn't look like much because it's 28 count. It's 114 stitches. 114 stitches. Let's see. And it goes this way. So this is how big it'll be when it's done on 28 count. It's not very big, but that's 114 stitches. So, you know, super productive. I've been starting them and working on them at the same time as my friend Ashley, the Stitching Penguin. And we worked on this one, and then I started this one when she was working on hers. And then I started and stitched on the Half-Blood Prince, which is next, while she worked on hers. So this is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by Tilton Crafts. My paper is all wrinkly. You're going to get used to my antics, I guess. This is also on 28 count even weave. I taped my edges of this one already. That's like 193 stitches, I think. Not much. Little start. But I don't get in a rush to finish things at all. That's why I'm like starting to do the Sweewee. Stitch what you want when you want, because I literally do. I'm not in a rush to finish anything. I don't need anything finished by a certain time. I don't need something finished for me to feel like I've accomplished something. It's nice to finish one every now and then, but I enjoy the process. I enjoy stitching on each project, like watching it grow and watching it come together and the details, and it's exciting when you get one finished, don't get me wrong, but it's exciting for me to see each piece come together and how all these little dots of color make these giant pictures. Like, to me, that's just amazing. And I have wrote down that I worked on Joe's Garage by Mill Hill. The Buttons and Beads Spring Series. It must have been the day that I filmed last. I don't remember working on it. Oh, yes, I do. I did the tree. I worked on the tree with the leaves. I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't know. I'll put a picture in of what it looked like before. Last time you saw it, I guess. Yeah. That's all my whips. I worked on quite a few. I started 2, finished 1. I'm content with that. Some Flosstubers that I've been watching recently. Some new ones that I haven't binge watched all of their videos yet are Memphis Sarah E. I'll put her link below. I think I started with her last whip parade. And I haven't even gotten all the way through it. She has a ton of projects. I love them. Love them all. I like watching people do their whip parades. And then Creatively Yours. She's also doing Deer Creek by Heaven and Earth. Oh, that reminds me. I'm out of the 100 days of Haid for the Stitch Talk group. I missed a couple days because of just life in general. And so I'm out of that. But I'm still trying to stitch on it frequently. I didn't work on it since my last video, but I was starting to get burnt out on working on it. But anyways, Creatively Yours. She's working on Deer Creek with a bunch of her Flosstube friends as well. And she's doing the mini, and it's really interesting to see how the mini's working up compared to the regular, which is what I'm doing. So I'll put their links below. I'll put Kaylee Cross Stitch below, the Stitching Penguin, Ashley. I think that's it. Oh, Sammy Liz posted a new video. I love watching her videos. Her dog cracks me up. It's hilarious to me. I think that's it. I watch Candace K, Michelle Bendy Stitchy. I'm sure you guys have heard of all these. Darcy Cameron. I watch all of them like regularly. I'll put all the links below. You can just click on all the things and go down a Flosstube binge watching. Go for it. But anyways, I think that's all I have to show you today. Life updates. Like I said, my son's been sick the last couple days, so that was not fun. It finally is under 100 degrees here. We dealt with Hurricane Ida. Where I'm at, we didn't get but a little bit of rain. I'm in North Louisiana, like North Central. But down south is really destroyed. And so it's devastating to the state as a whole. But we are fine. No damage. Just some rain and some wind. I don't know. I think that's it. But I had some haul from a thrift store, but I put it away before I could show you guys. It was just some threads. Okay, that's all. I will see you next time. Oh, for my Haid giveaway, I need 500 subscribers. So when I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to pick one of my subscribers to get Heaven and Earth designs of their choice in the PDF pattern, like PDF form. So I'm at 303. So it won't be long until I get to 500 and I can do that Haid giveaway. So tell your friends to subscribe, like, subscribe. Check out the links below for all the other Flosstubers. And I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.